Hello, hello. Probably you can hear me. Hmm, I'll check it. Hmm, Uh, okay, I hear myself. So, hello, everybody. Today I'm uh, doing live myself. Krzysztof is on the business trip, so he's probably making deals right now. So, um, yes, so that's why uh, I will show my work today on myself. So let's go to the project view and see what I'm going to do today. So last time we discussed this topic, abstraction over the queue, and we uh, discussed this topic and decided to use my approach, which is basically interface that has two methods: publish and subscribe. Um, yes, and I can show you this simple pull request I made, and I finished. So yeah, and it's our entry point, which will be used by um, our queues, our plugins, just three files: SAGA queue, our entry point, and input message and output message. Um, and small difference, I added a task to our push and subscribe function because I assume that we will uh, use the asynchronous way of programming here, so I think it's okay. Okay, so what's next? Next, I'll see that there is in progress because I made some work before stream, some research and mm, some piece of code. So today we are going to implement RabbitMQ plugin. Let's go into the task and check it out what we have here. So we have integrate RabbitMQ with Orchestrator. So uh, it's basically use this interface uh, to integrate it with the RabbitMQ channel. So there I have documentation opened here, and we will work with this today. Uh, this includes research about how messages should be sent and picked up from the queue. Yes, so it's this knowledge is here. How we can work um, with RabbitMQ. Uh, that's my first time I'm using this queue. I used to work with Azure Service Bus. I've never worked with RabbitMQ, so if you have, it's also your first time. Uh, we will learn together. So let's go. Um, I will open the code. I have some changes here, but I will discard the changes and we will work work from the start, because this is not needed. I think it will be better if I start from scratch. So let's go to, yes. So we have our branch already, RabbitMQ plugin, and today's work will be done here in RabbitMQ project. So we need some class that uh, in that we will have a code, this code. So we want to create connection, we want to create a model, which is named channel, and we want to use this for for receiving and publishing messages. So here we have a section about publishing messages, and also we have retrieving messages. So let's create class, and this will be this will listen for us for messages. So I think it's fair to name it worker, because I have idea that it's I think the definition of what we want to implement is is very similar to the background task. So I think we can create, say, worker. Maybe background service is better naming for this. So let's change it. Okay, and I will implement background worker. Probably it's wrong. Not background worker, but background service. Okay. We have to install the package, because we, or maybe just use public task start method, listen, and that will be you know, without dependencies. We can use it in the background service, or we can use it in different technologies. Let's start with such worker. So what we need to create our connection. So to create our connection, we need also a connection string. So let's create some type of settings, RabbitMQ SAGA settings. Okay, let's generate type, save it to field, and to this setting we're going to connection string, create connection string, and we have non-label property. We can assign it to this a default value string empty. Yes. So we want to create connection. We need a connection factory. Okay. And okay. Connection factory. And let's initialize URI with the value of settings dot connection string. Okay. Okay, we have to wrap it into URI class, and for start is enough. Let's create the connection. Okay, so from the connection we can create the channel. Channel create model. I'll open the comments. Okay, I don't see anything. Okay. So what's more? Now it's disconnecting, maybe it's for later. And okay, so we want to use exchange and queues, and I read about it, but maybe you don't know what's going on with queues and and, exchanges. Oh, maybe, yeah. Yes. So basically, exchange is the entity that we publish on, and based on the root, and it passes messages to the queue. So if we can use this exchange to pass simply message to one queue or to multiple queues. So it's our proxy, let's say, and so we need to declare exchange and queues. If exchange is not declared, it will be used default one. So we can start without declaring exchange. We can, I think, do it later. Let's start with declaring only queues. So we have a tunnel and what queues we want to declare. And yeah, we have to know what type of messages we want to use. So I think we want this information uh, get based on what our SAGA configuration looks like. I mean, we need to use definition of our SAGA's transactions, because in our definition we have uh, steps. We have defined steps. So these messages have names, and these names will be used as our queues names. So first, we need to create something to mm, will mm, this will contain a definition for our SAGA transactions. So we will create something like SAGA model. It's only draft, so maybe it will the name will change, or um, all other things will change, but the idea I think is right. So our SAGA model will have um, defi with only list of SAGA transactions. Transactions. And let's create this class SAGA transaction. This SAGA transaction have steps. Maybe SAGA step. And what I'm referring to if I say SAGA step. SAGA steps for me, it's, let's open something like that. For me, SAGA step maybe this will be controversial, but let's create some frames. Here we have a SAGA engine. SAGA engine, and here we have our RabbitMQ. So let's start with, okay, so first step, it's retrieving message from RabbitMQ, and this this is our plugin. Let's say, let's create RabbitMQ plugin, and okay, this is our first step of our transaction, and this will be by engine redirected to other message. So it's the message one, and this will be redirected to RabbitMQ. Maybe message one is very vague name for message. So let's say it's user created, created, and we have a message that our user is created. So the next message for our RabbitMQ will be, for example, user assigned to project, assign user to project, to default project or something like that. So I think we can say that for our RabbitMQ plugin it will be like our for our SAGA um, mm, our SAGA system. This will be like one step, one transaction, one unit, because this basically is just, let's say, one unit of work. We received the message and sent other message and save that we have a transaction. This transaction has some ID and so on and so on. So I think we can say that this is one step, and this step is divided into message from RabbitMQ and message to RabbitMQ or Q. Never mind. So our transaction have SAGA transaction steps, and this have a list of those steps. Let's create class which will have a string of from and string to. Okay. So okay, we need to. Yeah. Okay, for later, and this also have to be public. So it's our draft of SAGA model. We can say that our SAGA model have our SAGA definition, but let's keep it SAGA model right for now. So this SAGA model have multiple transactions that have multiple steps, and each step have a message from and message to. uh, because it's always like we will in in let's say normal situation we want to always receive message and react on it and send other message, because in some uh, exceptions we want to also uh, for example, when a transaction will expire, we want to send message first. I mean, we want to send message like abort transaction. Yes, um, it's not on reaction of message. It's on reaction of uh, um, that we we didn't receive any message. Yes, so let's go with SAGA models. So we have um, background background worker, background service, have our listen method, and let's declare the no. Okay, we want to inject a SAGA model. Add the reference, create field, and now in SAGA model we have transactions, we have the transaction have steps, and we're going to go to the list, and for each um, step we want to declare okay, declare string q. From and to. Okay, let's go to the documentation. What we have here. So we have queue name, and we have some extra prop arguments, but we don't want to uh, pass this durable exclusive auto delete and arguments. For now, I think that's okay. We want to just pass the name of our queues. Okay, and we need also SAGA queue. Let's create field, and what's next? We want to first create for each from queue, from each message that will come um, from RabbitMQ queue, we want to react on this. So we have our SAGA queue interface subscribe push, and we want to use this in mm, our consumer. Let's see how consumer look like. Mhm. So it's publishing messages. So of course, we can also start with publishing. So channel is SAGA Q. Subscribe. So if we have some messages from our SAGA, we want to publish it. So we have channel base start basic publish. Let's start with creating the message. So we want to deserialize message. So let's start with this. Now we want to serialize, not deserialize. And we want to create message bytes. It is encoding, yes. Let's just use encoding .utf-8 get bytes, and now we have message bytes, and we want to just these props are, oh, maybe we want some props. Channel, create basic properties, and we want to have content type application.json, application/json, and if we have a message in bytes and properties, we want to publish our message. So publish and let's choose rights overload. Okay, first will be exchange. We start with empty exchange. Routing key is the name of the message. Properties and message bytes. And now because in our implementation we don't have any async things, so we just return a completed task. Okay, so we have a basic subscription, When we serialize the message, we have a getting bytes. We creating basic properties and publishing the message, and we declaring uh, this name here, because we can move it below to be sure that we will first declare this queue and then subscribe. Um, so let's implement the receiving the message. So retrieving, we need this consumer. Of course, about these properties we can have this out to not create this every time. We don't need this, and let's create this consumer. We can even create async event-based consumer, because our engine will probably use async operation probably. So in consumer we have property receipt, and let's create the handler for this event. So our message is in E. So let's get this message. E body. Alright. Now we have message bytes. Let's translate it into the message. So JSON first, maybe we should okay, so realize we should get string from this. So message string, it's encoding UTF-8 get string, and let's get string. Now we want to deserialize this into to our input message. Serializer, okay, and we have an input message. We want to pass it into our SAGA queue. So let's push it message. And okay, let's check if we have everything. Okay, we need to acknowledge our channel that we have. We process the message. So it's basic knowledge. Okay. delivery tag is here, multiple false. And what we have here, okay, so it can be if message is null, just return. Right now, maybe we want to, throw an exception. Maybe we want to something else, log a warning or something like that. Right now, we just return. Okay, so we pushed the message to our SAGA queue, and now we acknowledge it, and we are done with for each. Okay, I now see that I have a wrong title. It should be plugin RabbitMQ. Say, okay. So what we want to do next? Let's go to our documentation. Oh, we have here how to define the async. Okay, so we need to set this flag. It's connection. It's factory. Okay. Okay. Set it here. And now we have a basic setup. And we want to listen. Okay, but we have a consumer, but we need to pass this consumer basic consume to our channel for specific queue. So here we have a consume basic consume for string s, but it's the queue name. Auto acknowledge. Okay, let's pass it true right now and pass the consumer here. No local. Okay. Okay, step. So it's we want to consume from. Yes. And we just want to declare queue. We don't need do nothing with S2, nothing more, because I think there will be this this name of queue will be here. So in the publish, we just want to use the name of message, and yeah, that's it. And of course, we input message will have a name. So this is input message also need to have message name. Maybe we can get this from e dot routing key. So it's effectively our queue name, and creates from here input message. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Let's do this var queue name. So basically we want to it's record. Let's change it into the regular class, or maybe just create input message that will be without record input message RabbitMQ input message. Let's simplify the message. I think it will be user developer friendly to not pass every time name, because we have this already. So for what we want to name, so transaction ID, we want to string object payload and object no, compensation. Yes, we can keep payload as non-label, and let's serialize into RabbitMQ input message. We can move it to another file, but it's not important for right now. So let's name it RabbitMQ message, and if message is null, yes, then something is wrong. But if not, we can just transaction ID queue name, because we don't. I think your routing key should be okay right now. Maybe I'm wrong, so then I will change it next time. But right now I think that it's okay. Yes, so okay, we can grab it construct of yes, something like that. So var transaction ID for what we have here, payload and and compensation. And now we want to pass it into our SAGA queue payload compensation. Yeah, compensation should. We don't always want to have compensation, I think, because in some cases, like error message, there is not needed to mm, for compensation. So let's change the definition of input message. Okay, now there, there is no wording anymore. So yes, what we want to do next. Um, so we created the channel, we created the properties for each transaction, we created the queue, declared the queues, and we created consumer each uh, for each queue. Maybe maybe I just used here maybe a routing key. I'm not sure. Can I use routing key? So let's pass from. It should be okay. So we want to this queue name for this queue. Want this consumer, which is async, and we have dispatch consumer as async, so it's okay. And we have a subscription. And we need stay. We need to listen because we consuming, we are subscribed, but if we just leave our method and we will not, have a reference to our background service, then this code cannot listen because it can be handled by mm, by uh, garbage collector if there will be not a reference to this object. So we need to guarantee that this will work. So let's delay it for time span or timeout infinite, and we can also pass a cancellation token here. Yes, so as you can see, we have a cancellation token, and if we want to close this, we can do this here. Okay. But after that, we can. So we can have now. No, it's not disposable. We can dispose of these things. It will be disposed after method will finish. Okay. And now we can Hmm. I think it's okay. Okay, for start, um, what we can do next is somehow organize it, move this some codes to other services. For example, we can uh, move this to the service like named like RabbitMQ receiver. We can move it to RabbitMQ subscriber, and maybe mm, we want also move some creation of the channel, but I think for the first version, probably working version is it's okay. And yeah, we can next time we can do some test if our implementation working. Maybe we can do some test right now. Hmm. Uh, Probably not. So maybe we want to create the channel separately. For example, let's say we will have a channel factory. Mm, yes, we move this below because it's only for subscribe. Okay, so maybe let's create uh, SAGA, no SAGA, RabbitMQ channel factory. Generate type and let's channel factory is uh, let's create the methods which will return iModel, and this will look like that. Let's declare as internal, and here we have setting this. Place OS filled, and now we want to implement iRabbitMQ channel factory, implement the interface, and here we want to paste the code from here. So here, probably. But we cannot dispose this. Connection. Create model. We want to dispose this here. Yes. So now we don't need settings anymore. Here we have a base in our factory. So, and now we have a just channel here, and we have a configuration of channel here. What about disposing this connection, connection factor? Connection factor is not needed, but connection. Yeah, it should probably be not channel factory, but connection factory. Oh, let's change it. And now we want to return connection. And let's go to our service, and here we have a connection. And using var channel connection dot create model, and now it looks better. Yes, you can also create for example consumer. We can wrap it into say RabbitMQ consumer and a base to RabbitMQ subscriber, but I think it's not needed for today. It's our first version of plugin, first draft. It can change in the future, but it's our start point. Uh, let's think about tests. Okay, I see that. I don't know why I don't have any RabbitMQ test here. Maybe I should. Maybe I have here. Let's see. Okay, yes, it's not added to the solution. I don't know why, but we'll fix it. Okay. So it will be rather not unit tests. It will be rather project integration tests. So we need to create integration tests project. Yes. MQ integration test. Probably integration. I'm sure that this is in our project, our task, how to set up test projects. Unit tests. Okay, so I think it's okay. Integration creation tests. Okay, so let's create this. .NET 7. Okay, so let's think how we can test it. So we have iModel. Maybe maybe it's not integration test. No, 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 no. Now I see. Um, no, 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 no. We don't no longer want integration test. It's just the unit test we will um, mock this factory we created, so it will be okay. So let's create only unit test. We can keep integration test, but let's create an integration test project. For now, let's create only a unit test for our RabbitMQ background service. So RabbitMQ SAGA background service. Uh, for mocking, I will be use an substitute. So let's create first test public void test async task test. It will be theory or no, it was not theory. Let's see. Right now I'm mainly used MS Test because it's my unit testing tool for my current project. So I understand. I not remember how to define simple test. Let's see. No. I just went to documentation, Visual Studio. Okay, so let's install. Yes, we want this. Also, let's install. Oh. Okay. Oh, it's already here, so we don't need to install it. Oh, just fact. Okay, now I see. Let's write tests. First test will be our variable suit, which is system under test. It will service and it's fast. Okay, I need to reference. Okay, let's go to the public. Let's add the reference and project reference, and we want to reference this. Okay, what we need here? We need RabbitMQ channel factory. So For now, I will just use variables, local variables, but later I will move it into a constructor, probably. Dot for and it was connection factory rabbit. Yes. Substitute and let's install the latest version. Okay, we have. Now let's pass the channel connection factory. Maybe we should first test the red scenario. I mean, some exception throwing or something like that, but let's go first with green scenario. It's motivating if we have something working. So SAGA model, SAGA model, yes, and what's next? SAGA Q. Let's pass it into our background service. Everything, not model. And what's more, okay, so yeah, so we want to enable the internals for projects. How to do it? Okay, I remember that we can enable internals for the other project. Stock overflow. Maybe we have something from. Probably it's not here. Okay, let's go to the stack. Oh yes, I want this. Okay, but we can also define it in our CS project. Yes. Through CS project. Mesiantus blog. Oh, thank you. It's probably here. Yes, I think it's here. Okay, yes. So let's start with this. And oh, not here. Not this, but this. RabbitMQ unit test. Let's see. Yes, now we have our suit enabled for the internal class for our project, this project. Yeah, so, and now we want to listen and we want to cancellation token. And we will be like that. Yes, so it will return our task something here. We need cancellation token source and source. Let's pass the token here, and we don't want to await this task. Oh my god. We want to not yet, because let's see how it will behave. Here it's synchronous, so this will go here. It is also synchronous, so it will exit this these methods here. So we are sure here that our queue should be set up. And now task is also waits for cancellation token to be changed. So cancellation token was the classic. um, let's see what we want to do with this. So in SAGA model we want some transactions, so let's create SAGA model. Okay, it was like return transactions, returns transactions. Let's create some transactions. The transactions new transaction. It's SAGA transaction. And for our SAGA transaction, we want to steps. Let's create 3 steps. Okay, let's format this for better understanding. We want 3 steps, and let's probably from okay transaction step from from 1 to be honest, we can do it right like that. So it's it was range. Let's free select the index, and now we can select SAGA transaction step. Here let's pass E, and here let's pass E. Okay, it should be equals. And to list. Okay. Uh, I don't know, maybe just add I read only list of SAGA transaction step. No, it's not needed. Okay. So what I'm missing? I don't know. This must be declared with another assignment. Okay. SAGA transaction. Okay. Let's. I thought that this is. It's okay, but okay. So we have this SAGA transaction with steps. Step have a message from E to E. We should create more SAGA transactions, to be honest. Let's create another one, and here let's create from another, and from to another. Okay, and the SAGA model will return this. What about SAGA Q? SAGA Q, we don't do anything probably. Let's see. We just pushing so we can validate if our appropriate message will go there, and we also subscribe, and we can. Okay, yeah, but we can check it, yes, if our subscribe will be used, but we cannot check the channel if the channel is used, or maybe we can. But for now, let's go with simple we're simply checking if we are receiving the message. So let's check the connection factory should return for create. It should returns channel connection. And this connection also should be mocked. Substitute for iConnection and we also need the channel. Substitute for iModel. Okay, so connection for create model will returns channel and channel list. So and to be honest, I don't know how the events works with the unit testing with the mocking. Probably it's not no. For channel we want to oh let's just check if we use the consume and that will be okay. We will consume 6 times, so yes, us and that's source vote console. It's void, okay, and now we can await task. I guess it's already finished, probably, as far as I know. So now let's check asset. Oh no, it was like first we need to check if our RabbitMQ channel factory okay, not this connection factory. Okay, I should fix the name. Received and here create. Also connection received create model. But we know it should be true, but okay, now we should check if we declared 3 times queues for from and from to. So connection not connection. SAGA queue received. For now, let's say it's let's received 3 times. Let's declare the steps count. And 2 times because we have more steps, more transactions. We should also move this into, oh, maybe we can just transaction. Let's go with this queue received, and now we want to receive queue declare. No, this SAGA queue. We want to model. Yes, our model. SAGA model. Channel. Yes, channel. Queue declare and okay, maybe something different from no. Okay, no. So we want to check the arguments. Let's see. We received what we have here. Number of calls. Okay, we want to validate parameters. Let's see how to do it. Is it possible? Documentation, okay. I have some, I want to something more, maybe. Okay, I don't see. Okay, because it's substitute. So we probably should check and substitute documentation what we have here. This so arg is. Okay, okay, now I see. So it's arg is received. Arg is string, and our name should uh, be steps count times transactions count from and to. So it's if contains, do we have, or maybe substring? No. Find substring C sharp, or read contains will. Okay, so yeah, we have a contains, yeah, contains, and we can use from and contains to. Okay, what we can, okay, we need more Q declar. Okay, we need to do something like this. I hope it's valid. What we can check more, we can check this right now because I don't know how our consumer will behave. Maybe we should improve our code to test it. I mean our subscribe and receive callback. Let's check if basic consume was invoked. So it's for our basic consume, and it was for from. We want to too much true, and what we want more, and we want consumer, so arg, and right now the consumer probably basic consumer. Okay, so what next? What we can check more, we can check if SAGA Q was invoked, and it will be everything for today. Subscribe. Funk, and it was output message task, and we want to receive only one time. Okay, and I think it's everything. So let's see if it will work. Okay, we have an error. Task was cancelled. Okay, so it's like that. Okay, so I thought that this will not raise an exception, but it will. So let's wrap it into a try catch block and just ignore task counts with exception. Oh, yes, so as you can see, our declarations, our consuming and subscribing it's okay. We do it right number of right number of these operations. So yeah, I think it's everything for today. Thank you for being there here, and yes, we will improve this piece of code, um, mm, it, this background service, and we will improve also write some more tests probably. And but for today it's everything. Thank you for being here, and uh, see you next week, probably with Krzysztof. He will finish his work with Azure pipelines. By like and subscribe if you want. Thank you.